Before we start actually making some conversions, let's just look to see where these units might be used. So, for example, what about meters? So if our basic unit is meters, we might have something like this. Maybe you've heard like, okay, I'm going to run the 100 meters. Or possibly I've got maybe like a gigabyte of memory, maybe GB. In medicine, maybe we're going to take some medication, we're going to take milligrams. Or if I'm making a measurement, maybe I'm measuring something like a centimeter. Or even something like a nanosecond. Let's start making some conversions. So a question we might ask is this. How many kilobytes are there in 1 gigabyte? Now, the way the question's worded, we have to be a little bit careful here. It just looks backwards here because of the way the question worded. We want to know how many kilobytes are in 1 gigabyte. So 1 gigabyte is how many kilobytes. So here's how we can do this. Let's start over here at 1 gigabyte right here. And what we're going to do, these are all powers of 10. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got to go 6 places to get to kilo. So from giga, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when I write this, I'm going to write my 1, and then what I need to do is add 6 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what we have is 1 gigabyte is 1 million kilobytes. Let's try another one. Let's ask how many kilowatts are in 1 watt. So what we're really asking here is 1 watt equals how many kilowatts. Let's locate ourselves at a watt right now. That's a basic unit. So 1 watt is going to be right here at the basic unit. And what we want to go is to kilowatts. So 1, 2, 3. So we're going 3 places to the left. So we're going to move our decimal point 3 places to the left. So we're going to have 1. Now 1, 2. We're going to have to add 2 zeros. So we're going to write this as 0.001. So a tenth, a hundredth, a thousandth. So there's 1,000 kilowatts and 1,000 kilowatts for a watt. Let's try this one. How many milligrams are there in 1 gram? So what we want to do is we want to take 1 gram and say that's equal to how many milligrams? So why don't we try this one now? How many nanoseconds are there in 1 millisecond? So what we're looking for here is 1 millisecond is equal to how many nanoseconds? So let's put ourselves over here. What we're really asking now is 1 millisecond is how many nanoseconds? So let's put ourselves over here at milli, right here, and we're going to go to nano, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the right. So we're going to take milliseconds and move the decimal point 6 places to the right. That's going to give us 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's make this straight conversion here. Let's convert 35 milliliters to kiloliters. So we're going to have 35 milliliters equals how many kiloliters? We don't need to go backwards on this one because we're just making a straight conversion. So let's put ourselves over here at milliliters. Now milli is right here, and let's go all the way to kilo. So let's count. We're going to go to the left now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places to the left. So we're going to start here with our decimal, right there at 3 point. We're going to move our decimal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places to the left because we're counting to the left. So why don't you try this one now? Why don't you convert 250 watts to microwatts? Maybe pause the video, try it, and then come back, and then we'll do it together. Okay, let's put ourselves here at watts. So watts, that's our basic unit, and we want micro, so we're going to go to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places to the right. So we're going to start with our 250 point, and we're going to go, or watts, so we're going to go 6 places to the right. So that means I need to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to say that 250 watts is equal to 250 and 6 zeros microwatts. So let's look at this, a reduction. This is what we call this. A reduction is a change within a system. So we're in the English system here. We're going from feet to inches. If we were going from meters to millimeters, that would still be a reduction as long as we're in the same system. So let's try this. Let's reduce 5 square feet to square inches. So we're going to have to refer to our conversion table or reduction table. And here's what we find. You have to look for it, but 1 square foot is equal to 144 square inches. You need to look through the table, see if you can find that. It should be there. And now I'm starting here. Here's what I want to do. I want to take 5 square feet and make it into square inches. So that's what I like to do, right? I like to start with this and say where I'm going. And then let's write this. Let's write 5 square feet over 1 times. Now our conversion factor, here's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get from square feet to square inches. And we got a converter here that goes directly, no intermediaries, from square feet to square inches. So I'm going to put that right here. Now, I want square inches at the end. So I'm going to put the square feet on the bottom, right? Then they'll cancel. So we're going to have 144 square inches over 1 square foot. And this way, the square feet cancel. And what we've got then is 5 times 144 square inches over, right, over 1 times 1, right? 5 times 144 square inches over 1 times 1. 1 times 1. So 5 times 144, when I did that on my calculator, I got 720 square inches, and 1 times 1 is just 1. So 5 square feet turns out to be 720 square inches. So in this example here, number 8, this will be a conversion. A conversion is a change from one system to another system. So for example, here in number 20, this will be a conversion because we're going to convert 20 inches, the English system, to the metric system. So looking in the table, you're going to see that 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. So in 2.54 centimeters will be the same as 1 inch. Now I'm going to start this like this. I'm going to go 20 inches to centimeters. So I'll start with my 20 inches over 1 times. Now let's make a conversion. So what I want here is inches to centimeters. And look at the conversion. It's a direct conversion, inches to centimeters. No intermediaries. And what I want here is centimeters to be left, and inches I want on the bottom, right? Because then they're going to cancel. So let's write this as, let's put 2.54 centimeters on top, 1 inch on the bottom. Then our inches are going to cancel, and we will be left with 20 times 2.54 centimeters all over 1 times 1. Right, do you see it? 20 times 2.54 cms over 1 times 1. And then making this multiplication, 20 times 2.54, I got 50.8 centimeters all over 1, so 50.8 centimeters. So 20 inches is the same as 50.8 centimeters. Let's try this conversion here in number 10. What we want to do is take 10 pounds and convert it into kilograms. So the direction I'm going here is going to be 10 pounds to kilograms. And looking in the table for a conversion, I see that 1 kilogram is equal to 2.205 pounds. So 1 kilogram, you've got 2.205 pounds. So let's start with our 10 pounds. I'll start with 10 pounds over 1 times, let's make a conversion. Notice we're going from pounds to kilograms, and we've got a direct relationship. So we don't have any intermediaries, so we just need one fraction here. We want these pounds to cancel, so let's put the pounds on the bottom. So we're going to get 2.205 lbs in the bottom, and that's 1 kg. Then the pounds are going to cancel, and we will have 10 times 1 kg over 1 times 2.205, which is 10 times 1, which is just 10 kg, divided by 1 times 2.205 is 2.205. And when I made that division, 10 divided by 2.205, I got 4.5 ... But let's just round off to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to say this is 4.5 kilograms. Here's a reduction problem, right? We're going to reduce gallons to quarts. That's in the same system. They're both in the English system. So that's a reduction. So I'm going this way, right? We're going to go this way. We want 30 gallons, just GAL, no S. And then we want to convert that to QT, no S. So here's our conversion factor. We can see that 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts. So let's start here with our 30 gallons over 1 times, here's our converter, and notice that we want gallons to go to quarts, and we've got a direct relationship again, so we just need one fraction. We don't need this series of them. So let's see, we want gallons to cancel, and we want to end up with quarts, so we'll put gallons on the bottom, so 1 gallon down here, 4 QT up here, then the gallons are going to cancel, and we'll be left with 30 times 4 QT over 1 times 1. Well, that turns out to be 120 quarts. Here's another reduction problem. This time we're going to take 50 kiloliters and convert it to milliliters. So to do this, let's draw a metric line here. And here's our basic unit. Our basic unit is going to be liter. And kilo, that means if we go 1, 2, 3 to the left over here, right? This is kilo, this is hecto, this is deca. And then to the right, it's going to be deci, centi, milli. And if we start here with our 50 kiloliters, and then to make the conversion, right, we're at kilo here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the right. So down here, we're going to go 6 places to the right, right? There's an implied decimal point right here. We're going to move it 6 places to the right. So that means we're going to have to actually add 6 zeros. So let's do that. So this is going to be 50, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros, and this is going to be milliliters. I'll just put some commas in here so we can see what we have. So 50 kiloliters is 50 million milliliters. In number 11, we're going to make a conversion, right? Because we're going from the metric to the English system, and we want to convert 80 liters to quarts, so we want to go liters to quarts. And the conversion that I found was that 1 liter is equal to 1.057 quarts. So let's start here with our 80 liters over 1 times, now here's our conversion. We have liters on the top. I want that to cancel, so I'm going to put the liters in the denominator here. So 1 liter, and in the numerator, we'll put our quarts. So this is going to be 1.057 quarts. And now liters cancel, and we will have 80 times 1.057 quarts all over 1 times 1. And when I made that multiplication, so that multiplication gives me 84.56 quarts. Let's try one more reduction here. let's take 300 cubic centimeters and convert that to liters. So what we're going to do here is take 300 cubic centimeters and convert that to liters. Here's the conversion I found. I found that 1 liter is equal to 1,000 cubic centimeters. So let's start here with our 300 cubic centimeters over 1 times and a conversion. And again, as in the other problems, there's a direct conversion here, liters to centimeters. We want liters on the top, centimeters in the bottom to cancel. So let's write that. So we're going to have 1,000 centimeters, cubic centimeters in the bottom, and 1 liter in the top. Then the cubic centimeters are going to cancel, and we're going to have 300 times 1 liter over, do you see it here? 1 times 1,000. So 1 times 1,000. And when I make this division, 300 divided by 1,000, that comes out to be let's get it to right here, 0.3 liters. Well, okay, let's try another one here. Let's try this. Let's take 25 miles per hour. Let's just say 1 hour. And let's convert this to, this will be something crazy, like centimeters per second. Not that this would ever come up, but it makes for a good example problem. So here's some conversions I know. I'm starting off with miles. Now, I know this conversion here, at least I can find it here, that 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. Okay, so that'll take us from miles to feet, but now I'm trying to get down to centimeters, and I do find this conversion that, what do we have here? We've used this before, that 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. So now we can get from miles to feet, and then if I can get from feet to inches, we'll have it. Well, I can get from feet to inches. I know that one, right? We all know that one. That's 1 foot is 12 inches. So now I think we've got the top taken care of. We can get 1 mile to feet, feet to inches, and then inches to centimeters. Now, let's take care of those denominators. We want to go from hours to seconds. Well, here's one that I'm sure we know. Probably don't have to look up. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. And 1 minute gives us 60 seconds. So let's set this all up now. So let's start with our 25 miles per 1 hour times. Now our first conversion is going to be from miles to feet, and I want miles to cancel. So I'm going to put miles on the bottom here. So I'm going to put one mile, if I can get it to right, 1 mile on the bottom and 5,280 feet on the top. Now what I want to do is I want to go from feet to inches. So let's do that conversion. So time, and now what I want here is I want feet to cancel. So we'll put the feet on the bottom, So we'll get 1 foot, and that's 12 inches. And now we can get rid of these inches by using this one. 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. I want inches to cancel, so I'll put that one on the bottom. So this is going to be 1 inch on the bottom and 2.54 centimeters on top. Now, for our times, we already have 1 hour over here, so I want that to cancel. So I'm going to put the way over here. I'm going to put the hour on the top and use this one right here, hours to minutes. So we'll go 1 hour, 60 minutes. And then we can use this last converter here, 1 minute to 60 seconds. I want minutes to cancel, so I'll put the 1 minute up there. So we'll have 1 minute over 60 seconds. Now, it doesn't matter what order these things go in. They're all going to cancel out appropriately. So here's our cancellations. We're going to have, let's see, miles will go with miles. Feet will go with feet. Inches with inches. Centimeters with, I don't want centimeters to go out. We want centimeters. And now let's do our time. So that hour there will go with this one way up over here. These minutes will go with those minutes. And here's what we're left with. We're left with 25, right? This 25 here times 5280 times 5280, just run along the top there, times 12 times 2.54, but the CMs are connected to that, and then times 1 times 1. There's a new. Now, in the denominator, here's our denominator, right? 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 60 times 60. All right, so we're going to have 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 60 times 60s. So we can do these separately. In the numerator, I got this. I got 4023360. In the denominator, I got 3600s, and the numerator still got that CM in it. Now, making this division on my calculator, 402, I'll do it just right now. 3360 divided by 3600. Here's what I got. I got 1117.6 centimeters per second. So apparently, if you're traveling at 25 miles an hour, you're going at about this number of centimeters per second.